Hey everybody, welcome to Assemble. I'm Matt. Great to have you here. So today we got a fun episode for you because I was thinking too when I was sitting at home and my wife turned to me and said, You watch this? You watch wrestling? Wrestling's fake. What is this? Why are you watching this? It's an awkward conversation, to be honest, when you have to tell your significant other that this is what you enjoy, whatever the medium is, your form of entertainment and all of that. It's an interesting thing to bring up because I started thinking about this for this video. I'm like, yeah, I remember when I had to go to her and say, it's almost like a confession. And you're like, I watch this. I enjoy this. I want to do YouTube on this. It's funny because the initial reaction from people is often, well, the fake thing? What do you watch the fake thing for? And I wanted to talk further about this because I think maybe a lot of people might be able to relate how this affects them in everyday life, where they might say, no, they lie and they say, I don't watch that stuff at all. But then they're watching Raw and SmackDown and all the PLEs and they're going crazy on the couch every day. But sometimes we do just tell other people, it's like, I don't care, you just watch what you watch. But it's an interesting thing with wrestling of how, for some people, they don't really disclose that it's a form of entertainment that they watch. And I wonder what it is. Is it because it is a scripted show, television show, where it's simulated violence? But what is it about wrestling that makes people cringe at it? Why do they go with the answer of, or the statement that, hey, it's fake? Like, you're supposed to be surprised that what you're watching isn't real. I don't quite understand it. For me, it's just been a lifelong wrestling fan for forever, really. I've just watched it forever. I don't really understand the whole argument or going to people saying that thing is fake. To me, that's the equivalent of you saying you watch, I'll go to my wife and I'll say, well, you watch The Bachelor. That thing, that's fake. And she'll say, well, why is it fake? I'll say, because it's scripted. It's a television show. It's supposed to be reality TV, but it's all scripted with these people that know that they're on camera. The cameras are everywhere. None of this is all staged. This is not people behaving in a natural environment. And sure, there might be some nuances with decisions they make or whatever, but at the end of the day, it is captured and it is produced and it is put together in a way to tell a story. And that's where I don't go to her or other people and say your thing is fake or what you watch isn't real. Or I guess it's the same idea when people criticize one sport versus another. Why do you watch UFC or baseball, or why do you like hockey, or whatever the thing is? It's interesting how people just touch on this and maybe they just don't have a full understanding, and maybe that's what it is. But I wanted to talk about this because I just thought it's an interesting thing where I had to think back of I've been a fan of wrestling, of pro wrestling, WWF, WWE, and everything in between forever. And when I have to go to somebody else and explain it, it's such an interesting thing of how they don't understand even what this is. And I get questions and comments all the time. People ask, hey, does your wife watch with you? Do your kids watch with you? Do they enjoy it? Does she follow along with it? The answer is no. It's a resounding no. She has no interest in it whatsoever. It's not that she's just it's on TV and I'm watching it. She just has zero interest in the whole medium. But it's funny to have to explain it to people like her or others, and you almost have to I have to get them to understand what it is. It's a scripted television show with simulated violence. It's violence with theater and production, storytelling. It's a rock concert because of the pyro and the music and the characters and the larger than life stuff. It's a soap opera. It's a sport. It's got everything for me, for all the ingredients for entertainment, because that's what it is. It's an entertainment medium that you want to enjoy for pastime entertainment. But it's also beyond that too, because if you're a longtime wrestling fan, you might yourself be like, well, I just watch it every single week. I enjoy just watching what's on TV for it, and I don't go anything beyond that. And other people love to go way further down the rabbit hole of all of it and look at every little nitty-gritty thing, where they love the backstage happenings, what's going on, the ratings, what are the superstars doing every day, why one person is getting pushed and another one isn't. Why did they turn this person heel? Why did they turn this person babyface? Why won't certain wrestlers work with each other because, oh, there's a backstage dynamic and they're mad at each other in real life, or they don't want to work together, or why somebody was fired. It's very fascinating as a medium entirely, as a sport, as a genre, as even just WWE as a company, because I know that stuff goes on when it comes to other sports, but I don't think it is to the same degree. And what's fascinating is that with pro wrestling, to me anyways as a fan, I don't think it has the same following and attention as a movie does, or a television show, where people will love Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, whatever it is. And they follow it and they watch every week and they'll read up on it and they'll learn about the characters or get into different books and series and things about it. And that's all awesome, because that's the thing. If it's me and I love Marvel and I love the Avengers and I like the first couple of phases, to be honest. The latest stuff is not really for me, but a big Spider-Man fan, X-Men, the animated series, love X-Men growing up. There's different mediums and there's different stuff I love, and let's use X-Men as a great example. I love X-Men. I love X-Men the animated series. I love the new one on Disney+. So what do? I go down the rabbit hole about learning about character development, learning about the little Easter eggs on every single episode, behind the scenes stuff, like little things, and it's an animated show, but learning more and getting more into it. But it's interesting because when I look at something like that, or a movie or a series, and compare it to how fans are when it comes to something like pro wrestling, it really feels entirely different to me, because it's not the same thing. You get some people who are just casual fans, you get people that are hardcore fans, you get people that don't understand it whatsoever, there you got people that are on that detest it, that hate it, that have no interest in it even being on their TV, people that think that it's way too violent, that they don't want to expose their kids to it, some people that are just like, they love bringing their families to it. And it's completely different, I think, and unique in that it's different than other mediums of sports and entertainment, where I don't think, and I could be wrong, because you might say, actually, Matt, there's Reddit's message boards and everything regarding movies and the inside outs of the happenings, and I am sure that stuff does exist. It just seems like when you compare it to pro wrestling, the fandom and the fan bases are different, yes, but that also their attention and wanting to know of the backstage happenings, what's going on behind the curtain, why certain things are happening with the product. It seems like it's way more intense in the world of wrestling. And so when people come back, and I'll circle back and say, when like, hey, my wife will say, oh, you watch wrestling, you know it's fake, right, Matt? And I'm like, well, no one told me. No, I'm kidding. But yes, of course. But it's interesting to hear that and think, well, it's not about so much about the match that I'm watching on TV. It's all about the characters. It's about the storyline. It's about what they are doing in the ring to do cool spots and cool moments, or seeing somebody win, because what it could imply, what it could mean going forward in the storyline, the direction they could go, and what it really can do for you as a fan. And you get very engrossed into it. And then you have your favorites, then you have people you don't like, and then hopefully you can still sit back and just enjoy it as a fan. And that is one thing that I think a lot of people struggle with, is trying to just enjoy it for what it is. Having to just enjoy the product just for enjoying it, for enjoyment's sake, and just having a good time on a weekly basis. Because I think that's where there is a big difference between the internet wrestling community, the IWC, the online, and the vast majority of general public. People that are just excited to go to the show, they see it's in town, they want to check it out, they got kids, they want to bring them to the show and enjoy it, and just have fun. But what you hear online and dopes like me talk about is all the ins and outs and what it could mean. But that's where I think it's taken up a notch. And sometimes it could be negative. It can be really bad for the industry. It could be really bad for the thing that you enjoy in pro wrestling, having to hear that all the time and getting so ingrained with it, when sometimes we forget, hey, it's an entertainment thing. It's just it's a fun thing to be able to watch and enjoy for your pastime, and enjoy this thing as a hobby or something you followed for your entire life. So it got me really thinking the other day when I look back and she would say something like, hey, wrestling is fake, and how you react to that when she, he, others say that to you, and how it makes you feel. But also going down that rabbit hole a little bit of, what does it really mean to you, and how it impacts you, and how does this relate to other mediums and other things that you watch or enjoy? But what do you guys think? Do you ever get called on that? Does it stand out to you? How do you deal with it? I just thought it'd be an interesting conversation, but let me know. And if you guys want to talk more WWE topics, fun things going on in the universe, click right here because we'll have more videos covering WWE, predictions and stuff like that. Have a great day. See ya.